This is Football Daft with Stephen Purden,
midfield dynamo and average actor,
Chris Toll,
target man, suspicious character,
and
With the top end of Stevenson, Grado!
Welcome to Football Daft, the daftest Scottish football podcast around, and it's a monumental episode. It is the first episode of Football Daft coming to your ears from G4 Claims headquarters. What's happening, boys? Like that?
This place is tremendous, isn't it?
Like that? John, like that?
It's weird seeing your
Aye,
faces.
aye, it's weird
because I'm
seeing-
used to seeing you
Aye,
through a
aye.
screen.
Through a screen, like sitting like this on my laptop. Look, these. No, but it is. What you think? It's a swanky setup. It's nice.
It really is, man.
Aye.
Drinks on tap,
Drinks on tap. We've got
coffee machines. We've
We've
got,
got
a big,
Coke, we've got Diet Coke, we've got Iron Brew, we've got H2O, we've got
We've got a
Tenants, we've got coffee
a
machines.
big painting of the Last Supper with all the G4 Claims glasses on it at the back wall.
You need to stop staring at that at all, man.
Well,
I think we're going to need to swap seats next week, man. It's going to put you off, man.
I'm going to
But
have to sit under the fucking table.
but you've heard his voice, ladies and gentlemen. It is a man who makes Wayne Rooney, Joey Barton, and Lee Griffiths look like good guys. It is Chris Toll. Chris, how are we?
Listen, what happens in the night out stays in the night out, alright?
We'll get to that. All the nervous laughs in the room, no, that John pure.
Stephen trying to run out like Grado.
We'll get to that in a minute.
And even though Grado is still filming 2 doors down and is MIA, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the studio. But next week it will be a full complement of your football dafties, including Mr. Steve. Am I right, John? We'll be back next week.
He will be, yeah.
Aye. Right, but before we get into the football, a few things need addressed first. You mentioned it a couple of seconds ago. It was the Football Daft night out. So
Stephen, do you want to start with this one, do you?
I'll start. I mean, it was we went to...
First of all, do you remember?
Well, was it Cranside or Cranston? What's the name of that place?
Cranside Kitchen.
Cranside Kitchen. We started off in there.
By the way, I've been back since. That
I
place
seen
is
that. It
tremendous.
is cracking. No, it was a very, very good day out. Good night out. I can't wait to the next one. But there was a few wee artistic differences.
There was. First of all, we met, I think it all kicked off from this point. So we'd had a few beers and we went up the West End onto Ashton Lane. And there it is, bold as brass, sitting in front of Ashton Lane, Mr. Neil Lennon.
Neil Francis Lennon.
Neil
I
Francis
didn't think we
Lennon.
were supposed to talk about this.
Yeah. Well, it was in the papers.
It was in
wait a minute. What about Ryan?
Aye,
Right,
well,
okay.
producer Ryan. I mean,
Mate,
you've met Lennon before.
I'll tell you this one, right? Now, anybody that's listened to Celtic Daft knows Ryan's feelings on Neil Lennon. So, we walk round the corner and I'm like, oh, fuck, here's Neil Lennon. Ryan's going to end up going for him. Right? He fucking kneels down, takes Neil Lennon's hand and kisses it like he was the fucking Queen or something like that.
Like he was the Pope.
Aye, like he was a Pope, aye.
It was one of the moments that in my head, obviously a lot of things in my head at that point were going in slow motion because I was under the influence. And Ryan, it was like he's touched his horn and he's dragged his horn towards him. And I thought, where's he going with this?
I thought he was going to win.
And he kind of kneeled down and kind of kissed his horn. And even Neil looked at him as if,
What the fuck are you doing? Who the fuck is this guy?
no, but I mean, it was obviously I've met Neil a few times. He's brand new. It was nice. But then Grado proceeded to get a photo with him, and that's where the banter started, and that's
Yes.
where it got a bit
Aye,
spicy.
banter.
You were quite disgusted by the fact
It got a
that
bit-
Grado got his picture. And then it appeared in the papers
Aye,
the next again day.
The best part is I've said, listen, stop giving him hassle, right? If Ali McCoy's walked in here now, I'd get a photo with him. Stevie turns around and goes, don't you think I don't know what you are?
And that is when the downfall of Stephen Purden started. That is when it started.
Look, see, in my defence, I'm moving house.
Mate,
I'm really busy.
Mate, you had drank more.
I got a lot on, and I'd not been out day drinking. I'd been away with the family for 2 weeks.
Right, okay.
It was my first night out. But then we had our artistic differences. I ran up the road. I done a rage quit.
Literally.
A rage quit.
You've skipped the whole bit here, so let's just go back to this, right?
Right,
so
so-
we end up going down to the Corinthian,
Aye.
Chris, right? And we sat down, having a couple of beers. a couple of our Football Daft listeners are sitting in the adjoining
By the
table.
way, I need to tell you, I've never seen anybody happier to see us than the two guys.
Oh, lovely guys. I cannot remember the names.
I can only remember
wish I'd
one
written
of
them down. I wish it, but we'll get to that. So, yeah, we're sitting down enjoying our drinks. The guys go to, and this is where that started as well. The guys to go round the drinks, boys, right? Sent over Jaeger bombs, lovely. And then we got into an argument about the podcast, or Stephen started.
Stephen and Grado.
Stephen and Grado. And then, but then he started throwing the fingers at everyone. And you. So these boys have just put us around the drinks, sitting beside us at the table. You're like, love the show, and we're sitting arguing like fuck, right? Then
I
Stephen
ended up
gets
just sitting talking to the two guys while we were going mad.
Stephen gets up, storms out of the Corinthian. Grado's rage quit the night out. Grado chases after
But
him.
Grado sent us a voice note. I don't know if it was in the group chat or in our chat or just to me. But he said he sent us a voice note and he says, I ran out after you. And I didn't hear him. He says, I'm shouting up the street, you're nothing but a wanker. And I didn't hear that. And he says, a guy passed him in the street. Me like, how you doing, big man? I love the podcasting. Grado says he turns around the guy and goes, hi, they're all in there. And we've all fell out. We've all fell out.
So you guys have ran away, right? Me and Toe and Ryan are left.
Did
right?
Grado not come back?
No.
Oh, did he?
He came back briefly.
He
He
did
came
come
back
back
briefly.
anyway.
But then the boys beside us, right, who had bought us this round of drinks, come to me and go, John, listen, I don't know what's happened here, but all your drinks have been added to our bill here, right? These Jaeger bombs,
What?
right?
90 quid.
So I said, in my good-hearted nature said, listen, boys, I can't have you paying for that.
Aye.
So I took the full brunt of the 95 quid bill in the Corinthian.
Holy shit.
Aye, but John was like that the whole night. Like, any time a bill come over, he's like, I'll get that. And everybody had to go, no, we'll split it.
Aye.
But the best part is Grado paid for the same round of drinks.
Aye, twice. I checked my bank the next day and I had like bills for fucking, what's that place? The Loft in there, and it was a few bob as well.
Anyway, so
But
that's
anyway,
what happened. Let's pick up the
So,
story.
right,
Stephen
so
Purden.
I've done a rage quit. I'm on the way up the road, phoning Nicola apparently. I didn't get a taxi until I get past the Glasgow Royal Infirmary. Fuck knows how I ended up near there, right? Lucky Grado didn't put me in the Royal, right, with the fight. So I'm on the phone to Nicola with a master plan that I'm starting my own podcast and all that, apparently. I don't remember this, right? So I get home, right, and as I mentioned earlier, we're selling our house, we're moving house, right? So the Monday morning comes after the infamous night out, and I'm saying to Nicola, right, we need to get the house sorted because
I woke up to a text for you, just said Coco.
it's the guy for the Sopranos.
'Cause we've been
Aye,
talking
with the
about it
topics, I seen it.
earlier on in the day.
Aye. But anyway, so the guy comes out to do the home report, right? And I'm getting ready and all that, and it's a very fucking hectic morning. The Waynes are going to classes, like football class, musical theatre class. I'm half fucking ready. Door goes. I thought he was coming at 11. He came at 9. Opened the door. Very pleasant, smiley chap, right? And I'm like, all right, mate, how you doing? He's like, now that way, he's smiling at me, but it's as if something's going on. I'm like, this guy going, all right, mate. I say, sorry, I thought you were going to come to 11. Come in. But he's still standing smiling at me. He's like, happiest guy in the world. Like, do you enjoy your night out on Saturday? And I'm like,
You must have got the fright of your fucking
I'm like,
life.
in my head, I'm going, it was good. Did you, like, I'm thinking, did they see, like, Grado's Instagram or my Instagram or my Twitter? And, like, did that bump into you? And he's like, aye. And I went, please do not say it was a Corinthian. And he went, aye, me and my mate, my baldy guy, were sitting next to you.
Have you still got his number?
I'll get him, they
Tell
bother.
him he goes around the Jaeger bombs over the table, would you?
Either that or just put 45 quid into John's bank account.
So I'm like, oh my God, my wife's just texted me and we've got guys coming out seeing the house and she just told me the downstairs toilet pan's cracked. Oh, for fuck's sake. Anyway, so I'm like that to this guy, honestly, mate, please don't say it's a Corinthian. He was laughing and having a joke and I was like, mate, I am so sorry. We all get into a big fight and I'm so sorry. And he was so nice. He said, honestly, he says, you were hilarious. He said, my mate, the baldy guy,
Aye.
he's a big fan of the show. So it's a very small world.
There you go.
But it was
My favourite part of being in the Corinthian, obviously, all that aside, I went down to the toilet.
Mhm.
There was this guy and he's standing at the trough doing a push. He's obviously not recognised me. He's turned around and he's went, "Look, I got a picture of me." I'm looking at it, he's like, "Do you know who that is?" I went, "Oh, no, who's that? Who's that?" Chelsea Bob.
Hey, talk about a small world. Stephen, you've got some news about Love Island, haven't you?
I have got some news about Love Island.
You on it?
Because that's what we talk about in the football podcast.
I knocked it back, mate. They asked me to go, but I said no. You know what I mean? But no, there's a couple of Scottish boys just went into obviously all the boys went to Casa Amor, so my wife tells me I don't really watch it. But all the boys went into Casa.
Tell Nicola what happened.
The boys are away to Casa Amor, and there's a new bunch of boys in the main house. And one of the boys is my wife's cousin. It's the very, very buff, handsome Dale. That is, he's a good looking boy. You don't strike me as the kind of guy that's seen a minute or a second of Love Island.
Do you know, I have seen literally, and this is literally about 2 minutes of it, and one of the lassies' voices was doing my head in that much. I turned it off.
So have you seen Dale?
I've seen, well, you showed me on the night.
Aye, so.
I mean, I seen him get in.
No, he's honestly, if he's I don't know if any Football Daft listeners watch Love Island. He's a handsome boy, but if he's day watch it, and it comes to the point where we need to vote, everybody vote for Dale. He's a good boy. He's a handsome boy. And he's doing Scotland proud.
He is. And it's more.
Don't
Can we talk about his more? Because that's more my kind of age group. Jill is more.
That's what I'm talking about. Remember I was saying I'd like to see a Love Island for little
Aye.
Like
You want Dale's more in there, don't you? That's kind of choppy waters for me if we start talking about Dale's more, but
Let's move on, Molly. Let's move on.
Nicola, is your auntie coming at Christmas?
she would eat you two up and fucking spit you out, by the way. Anyway, right, so before we get into the podcast this week, we need to let you know about a few things happening this season as Football Daft gets even dafter. First off, the main flagship show is getting bigger, as well as the open line, the player profile playoff, the big question, Grado's 3 riddles, and all the latest news and views from Scottish football. You're now going to be able to hear some of our former guests' teammates that were previously only available on Patreon, which is one of my favourite parts of the show, I must say. That's the feature that we have ripped off Soccer AM, and this week you'll be able to hear Marco Negri talking about who he'd like to back him up in a fight and who the top shagger is. That's later on the show. You're going to get all that on a Friday at 3 p.m, and that is going to take up a lot of time. So that means on a Monday we're going to do our interview for the week, and this Monday you can hear singer-songwriter Callum Beattie talking about everything from music to the mighty Rangers. And top of all this, Old Firm fans are also going to be able to hear our former Patreon-only podcasts, Rangers Daft and Celtic Daft, on the podcast channel for free, and they will be released on a Tuesday as we look back at the games and ahead to the European and weekend games for the clubs we support. But don't worry, Patreons, we have all new features coming to that channel, including cameos and video versions of all the above. So that's Football Daft for the new season. Football Daft getting bigger and dafter. He's buzzing, boys.
I can't wait. I mean, we've had Rangers Daft and Celtic Daft going for our patrons, and listen, we appreciate everything.
I need to say first, John, sorry for interrupting. What are we going to replace the European football chat with for the Celtic Daft?
No, we'll still just be doing that. Just talk about the Michelin game over and over again.
Sorry, we'll get into that. Let's get into that in a bit. But yeah, Rangers Daft and Celtic Daft come to the Football Daft channel. It's just going to be more content for everyone to enjoy. I mean, even if you're not a Rangers or Celtic fan, we're still going to have interviews, and like you say, the podcast is getting bigger and bigger. So hopefully there'll be something there for everyone.
It ticks a lot of boxes, doesn't it? It ticks a lot of boxes. Yeah. But Scottish football, latest news in football. Chris Toll.
What's been happening?
Right, Celtic. What date are we on? Hold on. It is Thursday, the 29th of July, and Celtic are out of the Champions League after being beaten by Midgetland, whatever you want to call them, and it's only July. So, where did it all go wrong?
Oh, it was quite hard for me last night to decide who I wanted to win. Whether it was Celtic or the land of me and my people.
You're the only one that gets away with that joke, Chris.
I know. Stevie can have that.
Aye. They did miss a trick, no playing us two up front.
I know.
They did.
I know. We could win it. We'd have done better than fucking Edward anyway, I'll tell you that for nothing. Last night, it was a shambles, to be honest with you. Celtic came out second half, goal of the season. Honestly, goal of the season. What a fucking goal.
It's a poor man Roof's goal, but it was alright.
That was last season, but...
I know, but still, I'm just saying. No, it was a great goal.
It's not Czech Republic. You know what I mean? Excuse me. But after that, he brings on Forrest Forrest within a minute goes through and goal, misses a sitter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing that's been happening in Celtic for the last year. We miss a chance and then the other team got the park and score.
Mhm.
If it goes to 2-0 to Celtic, it's
It's over.
finished.
Aye.
You know what I mean? But as I've said before, for me, Europe's an aside this year. The main thing is domestic football, especially the league. But still wasn't nice to watch the way we went out last night, I thought.
And I didn't see any of the game last night. I wasn't doing a Grado. I didn't see any of the Celtic
Right.
game. I was busy last night. But
Aye, because Love Island was on.
no, mate, I was genuinely busy last night. I did make it home for Love Island though. But right, I seen on Twitter, your man Post Keglo, whatever you call him, right, the manager, get interviewed. Did you see? I mean, it's only July. Did you not see a bit of aggression in his?
I'm going to be honest with you, I think he's going to walk at some point.
Because I just thought, mate, I seen Alan Brazil talking about it this morning. I mean, I can understand where he's coming from, and I understand the whole, it's just, a game's just done, you've got a camera and a microphone in your face, emotions are running high, but it's like his composure was gone a wee bit.
He's angry.
Aye.
He's angry because I think he's been sold a fucking...
Aye. What stuck out to me was when he says maybe they weren't taking me seriously when I said we need reinforcements. And I did feel sorry for me, but I was going, right, mate,
He's right
obviously.
though, but
You look at the
see,
defence. Look
Aye.
at the defence that started last night. Wow.
Brilliant, innit?
what I will say is, right, that ball over the top continually put Celtic under the cosh. And it wasn't Dane Murray, it wasn't Stephen Welsh, and it wasn't Anthony Ralston that was at fault, it was Greg Taylor. He was the man that he was the guy that let his man run off him every time. And he's just a honest to God. And like, I know at some point he might be coming on the show. So I'm going to need to fucking say that shit to his face. Do you know what I mean?
Chris is taking that week off.
He's still got
I'm more a defensive threat in the air than Greg Taylor is.
Who was better, Greg Taylor or the boy that was there for Moran, Laxalt?
I thought the both of them had the things that they were better at than each other. But I don't know why Ball and Golly's no one. Listen, I'm telling you, man, he's better than Greg Taylor.
Aye, but where's your morals, Christopher? Come on.
Oh, fuck
Come
off.
on.
Come on now.
Last season he was like, I don't want him anywhere near
Listen, the
fucking
guy went to
Lennoxtown.
Spain for his whole game of fucking day. You know what I mean? We've all been there.
All is forgiven.
Aye, during the pandemic he went to Spain for his whole.
Listen, it's not the fucking worst thing you would have caught.
But do you think Big Ange is going to walk? I mean, that's a bit of a bold statement. It's only fucking...
It wouldn't surprise
Aye.
me, Stevie.
Is it that
wouldn't
bad?
surprise me.
It's not that bad.
I've got
yet.
it. I'm going to tell you this now. I've got it in very good authority.
Oh, here
right?
we go.
Now,
Is
I'm
this-
not going
is
to tell
this
you.
Told
I'm
Rimmer Mill
not
back?
going to tell you who
Told you
it's
it's getting
from.
bigger and better, the
Listen,
podcast.
I'm not going to tell you who it's from
Right.
until we stop recording.
Right, okay.
Right?
Right.
But he's a pariah, and it's Parkhead already because of the amount of people back behind the scenes that wanted Kennedy to get the job. Now, I know this for a fact.
Okay,
right?
Yusuf.
It's a fact. Write that down,
He's
everyone.
not-
It's a
he's-
fact.
He's not well liked in there already,
Aye?
and he'll not be there for long. I'll tell you that.
Oh, Football Daft exclusive, everyone.
Oh! Who told you that?
Is this omnidirectional?
Right, let's get to happier things happening for Scottish football, right? Rangers still in the Champions League, right? We'll play Malmo in the Champions League.
You're still in it because you haven't played that game yet.
Still in it, mate. Third qualifying round, right? After the Swedes defeated HJK Helsinki, Malmo will host Stephen Gerrard's team on 3rd or 4th of August with a return at Ibrox on 10th of August. Chris,
Yes,
you are our world football expert.
I
What
only
are
know about Japanese
Rangers?
football.
What are Rangers' chances of beating Malmo? Would you think?
Rangers will qualify for the Champions League this year.
Oh, qualify? Aye,
the
no, just beat Malmo. They'll qualify.
They'll qualify for the group stages.
I don't know. I remember the last time we played Malmo and they pumped us out. I think
I don't know, but that was a long time.
I know, but Brighton and Real Madrid aside, I thought we looked dead lethargic during pre-season. But obviously we did play very good football against Brighton and Real.
That's the thing. It's pre-season.
I
Do you
know,
what I mean? When
I
it's
know.
competitive, it's a different story.
I know, is it? But I mean, you just get pumped off West Ham and you get pumped off
Aye, but we didn't get pumped off. Fucking
Midget
Midtjylland.
Land. No, I think we should have enough in our armoury to beat Malmo, but it's still a long road to get into the Champions League. But we shall see. But
How many rounds have you got?
there's one more after this, isn't there?
Is there only
Aye.
one more after this? And then whoever wins the league this season goes
Goes straight into
the
Champions League,
don't they?
aye. So it's between us and Aberdeen
For
next
fuck's
Thursday.
sake. I don't know. Hibs beat Arsenal.
Aye.
And did Dundee? Who did Dundee get? West Ham. Dundee drew with West Ham, didn't they?
Who did West Ham pump? Who was it?
Can't mind me. Anyway,
No, but big, right, here's the thing as well. Big Ange.
Yes.
Will we call him Big Ange or will we call him Postecoglou? What
Call
do you
him Big
prefer?
Ange, yeah.
Big Ange, right. He says, Lee, this is a bold statement as well, right? I was quite amazed at this, right? He says Lee Griffiths can win back the Celtic fans after being booed by some of them during Saturday's defeat by West Ham. Do you agree with that? Because I've got a very, very good friend, Big Paul McLaren. He's an avid listener to the podcast. He said when he was at the game the other day when Griffiths came on, he walked out, right, and he's deadly serious. He's the biggest Celtic fan I know, right? Apart from maybe yourself. Two years are very on a par that way, right? Doesn't miss a game, had a season ticket for years, says as soon as Griffiths came off the bench and went on, he walked out.
Wow.
Honestly.
I was really interested to see the reaction when he came on. And it didn't surprise me that there was a lot of boos. And for me, he should never have pulled a Celtic shirt on again. Now, you can say what you want about the legalities and stuff like that. There wasn't no illegal activity. It's all about morals here. Right? Now, I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want to leave myself open to fucking a chap at the door for a fucking lawyer or something like that. But I think Big Ange is reading off the company script here. I don't think he would have had him anywhere near the club, and I think this injury that he missed the game with last night is a fallacy as well. I don't think you'll see much more in Lee Griffiths. I mean, what I will say is, right, now he's obviously been missed a lot of last season through mental health and stuff like that. Celtic need to make sure that he's getting the treatment that he needs here, because this guy getting into this situation, it could tip him over the edge. Now, I know what he's done wrong and all that, but you'd never want to see somebody in that situation where they want to do something stupid, shall we say. He's already done something stupid, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm alluding to here. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want to ever see him playing for Celtic again. I just hope he gets the help that he needs going forward.
I think we should leave it there. That's a nice side. Just leave it. I see what you're saying. He shouldn't. He's one I watch still being in the position he's in at Celtic, and he shouldn't be there. Aye, totally, man. But transfer rumours, too, right? There's a few kicking about, and I think let's use the Archie Knox system.
Going for spunk or shite back.
Aye, you can tell us if these will be spunk and happen. Spunk, right? So spunk, right? What was your noise?
What's your spunk noise, Stephen?
Was it?
I like the fact that you wrote spunk nosy.
Right, so we'll go through the rumours and they're either spunk or shite bag, right? Spunk noise. Right. Shite bag. Right. So Celtic have opened talks with Tottenham over a move for former England goalkeeper Joe Hart. I don't know what that was.
That's a bit of spunk on somebody's arse.
I'm going to go.
You going spunk?
Aye,
I think that's a spunk one, I know.
Oh, no. I'm going shite bag.
Right, so
He's shite. Aye. He's not a good signing, Joe Hart.
he's fucking miles ahead of what we've got.
Mate, but come on, Joe Hart.
He can't dive to his left.
Mate, Joe Hart is going to, I can see it now. He's going to, he'll cost big moments, man. He's for, no.
Did I read somewhere he's only played like 16 games in the last 3
He's
years or
got
something
to,
like that?
The last time I seen him playing regular football was it for West Ham? Did he go to West Ham?
Yeah.
I
Would have been,
can't
'cause he
even-
went
No,
to
he
Burnley.
went to Torino. Remember, he went to Torino and he was playing
He was at
regularly.
West Ham as well.
But then he was
wasn't
at Burnley as well, wasn't
Burnley. I think
He
Burnley's
played
the-
at Burnley for a... No, because he would come in when Nick Pope got injured.
he? Yeah.
That's who we should sign.
I think he's a fucking...
Aye, but
Can
come
you
on, imagine the amount of goalie taps he would sell.
Can you imagine producer Ryan if he saw him?
No, the best part is they'd give him number 11 even though he's a goalie.
Right, Sunderland are ready to make a move for 29-year-old Scotland right back Stephen O'Donnell from Motherwell.
No?
He's not a good player.
But do you think it'll happen, though?
I think it'll happen.
I think it'll happen.
Sunderland, it's probably...
Sunderland are, what, league? We're still
League One.
They're still League One.
They are fucking fading into the abyss. They're gone.
Aye.
They're like a sleeping
They're
giant.
Portsmouth,
Aye,
aren't they?
definitely. Brighton have made an offer for Celtic striker Odsonne Edouard with a guaranteed transfer fee of 18.5 million. It could break through the 20 million mark with performance-related bonuses. Christopher Toll.
I'll tell you what, if his performance is for them and what his performance is for us, we won't be getting 20 fucking million for him, I'll tell you that. For me, I wouldn't be sad to see the back of him now, so...
I would really like him to go as well because I think he's a really good player. And if he's day click and hit a bit of form, he's obviously a player that can do a bit of damage. So I hope Brighton take him. Hearts have made an offer for Everton midfielder Benny Bangerman.
I've just put that in to wind you up, yeah.
With the 22-year-old in the final year of his contract.
Yeah, striker. Benny Bangerman.
What a name if he is.
I think he is, actually. Oh, no, it's midfielder. He's a midfielder.
Oh, he's an Everton midfielder, Benny Bangerman.
Dundee United are sniffing about him as well.
Bannon Gimme.
I'm going, nah, you'll be a good player, man. So, more football chat on the open line later. We'll be playing for pies and the player profile playoff. And on the big question, your predictions for the season and Grado's 3 riddles and Marco Negri and his teammates. So, troops, we are recording here from the G4 Claims headquarters, one of the best gaffs I've ever been in, Top Gaff in Wishaw. And we have the Queen of Wishaw, the Queen of G4 Claims, the legend, Nicole. What's happening?
Hi.
Thanks for joining us, Nicole.
Thanks so much for having
Aye.
me here.
Feels weird, doesn't it? Like, seeing Nicole in the flesh, doesn't it?
I know it is.
I know I'm not just a figure of your phone's imagination, literally coming in from the headquarters, which this is my first time in this seat, so thanks for having me.
She's nervous in her own gaff.
Nervous at home here, guys.
No, the place is absolutely minted. I was doing another podcast a few weeks ago. I won't mention the podcast. Told listens to it though. Anyway, it was looking amazing then, but what was that, about 3-4 weeks ago?
It was, yeah.
And it's looking even better now, Nicole.
There's been literally developments like every single day because, like I was just kind of explaining to you when I first came in there, but just trying to get parcels and everything's like an absolute nightmare now. So every day something's arriving and I'm running a bit like a mad woman trying to make sure I'm here for that arriving so I can get it in for the people who are in that day, because the podcast room has been booked like back to back. There's 3 kind of back to back podcasts in the day, so it's been crazy.
We'll need
to.
Right, Nicole, tell us what G4 Claims do then.
So G4 Claims is a not at fault accident management service. Everything we do for you is totally free of charge. So what I was kind of wanting to start doing, guys, was maybe giving you wee examples as to where I can help you, rather than telling you what I do every week, which people are probably getting bored with. So for example, we had someone actually phone us yesterday. Basically, they have been involved in an accident in a car park. They've been parked in their car. Someone has literally drove into their car, probably not realised they've hit it or just been a bit cheeky, which everybody does, and drove away. They people have not had any details. They've tried to get out the car. The car that was next to them was parked really close. So they were trying to like fight their door open. You know how you park dead close to people, sometimes you're like, So they were in a panic, trying to get the door open, trying to get out the car. Eventually, by the time they've got out, the car's away. Oh no.
Aye.
No details. The damage in the back was really quite substantial.
That Lexus at the front.
No, it wasn't actually. No, it wasn't.
That's fucking John's motor.
Aye, it's John's freebie for the day.
Company car.
Promoted company car. That's next week's story. Don't you take my stories off of me. So basically what's happened is they've not had any details. They've been like, oh no, they've put a post on Facebook. We've seen the post. A friend of a friend has contacted us and we've contacted them. It turns out the premises in the car park they were at had facility for a CCTV, and we've been able to access the company's CCTV through the police and get the details of the person that's crashed into them, and it was a genuine mistake. The police have went to the person's door and we've got other details, and now we've been able to process a non-fault accident for that person, so they're not having to contact their own insurance. They've not phoned them at all. They've not made a claim against their own policy at any point. We've provided them with a like-for-like replacement hired vehicle whilst their car's off the road. Their car is getting repaired at an approved body shop, and everything that we're going to do for them is fully charged through the at-fault insurance company, and their insurance is totally unscathed, untouched. All the services are free. It's not at fault claims. Made easy!
That's the best one we've done, by
It's
the way.
cause it's in.
to the Football Daft Open Line, the first open line in the studio, boys. It's obviously the open line where anything goes. Who's going to win the league?
Rangers.
Well,
Super Rangers.
We'll get to that in the big question a bit later on. How far can Celtic go in Europe, Christopher?
The conference.
That's what it's the European Conference?
That's
is
as
it?
far as we
See,
can go.
I will actually question that. So if you get pumped at the Champions League, you go into the Europa League. If you get pumped at the Europa League, you go into the Conference League. Is that it? Jesus Christ.
And if we get put out the Conference League, we played in the fucking minors.
I think he's
five
will
asides.
he's will win that.
And Stephen Purden, can you get us Dale from Love Island's Mo's phone number asking for a friend? As usual, we have our panel of football experts. Oh no, we only have two of these today, so it's only Stephen Cavins and Chris
By the way,
Delahunt.
Nicole's going to be delighted. He's got a new flame.
I know. Let's go to our first caller and move on swiftly, shall we?
Snorting and all that.
Let's go to our first caller, and it is Gaz Bannon who is joining Football Daft.
How about you guys?
All right, guys, how you doing?
It's happening, guys. How are you, mate?
Bad, mate, no bad.
Welcome to the studio, Gaz. Do you like our new surroundings?
That's beautiful, aye?
Gaz, you are on the open line. What would you like to say?
Well, it's not football related. I want to talk about a bit of a local legend. Chris might know Grandad, Rab Bannon.
I do know. Well, I did know Rab, yes. God rest him.
I'm on for Chris. It's a year to the day since he died.
That's, that does not feel like a year at all. Rab,
But it's flying, isn't it?
he ran the sports barn in Kirkwood, and
Right.
he was the guy that discovered and brought through Ricky Burns.
Really?
Oh.
All sorts of Scottish boxing heroes. Rab was the man behind them all.
He won the BBC Sports Personality Local Hero of the Year.
He did.
He ran through Coatbridge with the Commonwealth Flame as well.
Was this the old boy boxing trainer?
Yes.
I done the. Remember a program called STV's Real Heroes?
Yeah.
I was through in his gym. I done that episode.
Did you?
Did he pass away? I didn't even know that, man. He's a fucking legend, wasn't he?
He is a legend,
Aye.
Well, there's a big mural down in Kirkwood to him now.
Right.
Somebody's done a big mural on the wall.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful.
And unlike Rashford, nobody's painted over this one. Am I right, guys?
That's right. Aye, it's amazing. It's actually been done up again the other day.
Cracking, man.
Brilliant. God rest his soul, man. That's sad.
I still can't believe that's a year. That's mad. It does not feel like a year at all, does it?
Aye, it really is incredible. I've got a wee story about Chris Toll if you want to hear it.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very
As long
much.
as it's not making an arse of me.
I don't know if you remember this, Chris, but you were on our Tina Park bus about 15 years ago. Budgie Morris was driving it.
Oh, I remember it.
Oh, his wee face, look at him. He's
Budgie Morris is my father-in-law.
Is he? Budgie's a fucking great guy. He's another Coatbridge legend.
I've given through my legends, I know. I'm following them. Chris is at the front.
How's Chris doing?
He's over in Romania with the RAF.
Fucking hell, man. What a life that is.
I know, aye, he's getting on well. So you're sat at the top of the park bus at the front,
Right.
and you pop your head up, and you said, first one to do a handstand gets a free ticket to Tina Park. And we all looked at each other and thought, what the hell is he talking about? And you disappeared, and your 2 wee feet just appeared above the seat like that.
I remember that. That's right, fuck's sake. That must have been a couple of bottles of Mary down into that one. Aye, Tina Park days were the berries, weren't they, man?
I want to see this Hodgson date, isn't it?
Hey, man.
I'm kidding. Don't.
In case I wreck the fucking new studio.
We're just in here, come on. Brilliant. Gaz, thank you so much for coming on the open line. And listen, if you have a Chris Toll story you would like to share on the open
don't
line,
say that for crying out loud.
please get in touch next week. We'd love to hear it.
Right.
Thanks very much, guys.
See you later, bud.
Yeah.
Let's go to our next caller on the open line. It is Gary Clydesdale, who's a Rangers supporter. Hiya, Gary.
Hi there. Good
Fuck
to
off,
see you,
Gary.
boys.
Welcome, Gary. Welcome to the
It's
party.
great to see you.
Gary, fuck off.
Welcome to the party, Gary.
Here, listen, I'll tell you, I'll be 56 this year, boys.
He's just don't wind you up.
This is it. If you just come on the white toe.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, what are you making of Barkas and goals?
Fucking straight to it. Fucking
What time have you got this place to? We better get a move on here. Right, thanks for coming on, Gary.
a gut shot right away, man. Right, swift bit to the Davina McCalls.
That's exactly what I'm fucking needing. I got shot.
One thing I will say, now with the Champions League, believe it or not, I was actually gutted to see Celtic get put out, and the reason why,
because PSG would take 10 off us the next round.
No, honestly, the reason it's bad is for the coefficient. We need the coefficient to be better in Scotland, whether that's Rangers, Celtic, Aberdeen, Hibs, Hearts. You need the coefficient has to be better. Now, even though you didn't like your rivals, when they go into the Champions League or the Europa League, you want like all Scottish teams to do well. So any Rangers supporter or it doesn't matter who it is, who sits there and says they didn't want Celtic to do well in Europe, I disagree with that. For the fact that we need every Scottish team to do well, because it means it's just easier to qualify for the group stage, and it's just a good reputation for Scottish football, to be honest.
I understand what you're saying, Gary. Right?
Aye,
I want Scottish teams to do well up to a point. I want Hibs to do tremendously well. I want Aberdeen to do tremendously well. I want St Johnstone to do tremendously well. But I want you to get fucked every single time.
I'm going to echo what Toll says. Well, I'm going to flip it the other side, obviously. I mean, do you know what? Gary, I see where you're coming from, and it's a very, very valid point. But as a Rangers fan, I feel we have been kicked pillar to post. So see, every other team, I do not give a fuck.
It was all your own doing.
I don't care. I don't care. I just want us to do well. And I think the way to phrase it, Gary, is to get the coefficient up. Rangers need Hondas. We can't do it ourselves. We're doing it ourselves every fucking year. Every year, it's on us. We're getting to your last 16s. We're getting through your fucking 50,000 qualifiers every year. Do you know what I mean?
On it, man. That's the one thing. See what you're saying there, Gary? It would be good to see the amount of qualifiers come down. Do you know what I mean?
But that's only going to come down if you get your finger out your asses and start doing things in Europe. It's not just Rangers.
We're going to get a decent coefficient because we're going to have played in every fucking competition by the end of the season. You know what I mean?
But mind you, it's quite the one point that I will make. It's ironic that Scott Brown sat there and said that we had to get our finger out our arse to boost the coefficient. Where now Celtic get put out in the first round. I mean, that was always going to come back and bite them in the arse. That was always going to come and like haunt them. Always.
But at least he's getting results in Europe with Aberdeen now. It's just fuck that. Say like you're dragging the coefficient into the fucking gutter.
Aberdeen have scored more goals in one game than Celtic will score in Europe this season.
But see, what are you making? Do you think we'll get through to the group stage?
I think Rangers will qualify for the group stages, yes.
Really?
Hopefully we as long as we qualify for the group stage, I'd like to see us do better, but realistically, you're not expecting to get out the group, especially with just coming back in the Champions League. But I mean, even dropping down to the Europa League, that would be, I wouldn't mind that.
I mean, I think Rangers have showed for the past 2 or 3 years under Gerrard, we're not at our depth when it comes to Europa League, but I think for the way things have been for the past however many years, we need a wee bit of Champions League money to kind of really go right, full circle, right? If we can get into this group stage, get 30 million guaranteed, you go right. Financially, the books are getting sorted and we're kind of win this league this year, hopefully, and you're steering to
By the
Champions
way,
League.
that's only 30 million guaranteed if Celtic qualify as well.
Aye.
See if Celtic don't, and it's like upwards of that. It's like 40, 50 million.
Aye, I think Rangers, we need that. See where we've been, the journey we've been on, doing ourselves, no looking at a place in the Europa League, doing ourselves proud, but we need a wee Champions League group stage experience would be good financially for Rangers, obviously.
We can use get in the next round if you get past Malmo.
I think we can get fucking Slavia Prague.
Slavia Prague.
Aye.
That'd be a nice friendly.
Mind you, if it's anything to go with, we can beat Real Madrid 2-1. We're in with a good chance.
That's a friendly.
By the way, you're going to win the fucking Champions League at this rate.
But we were playing our B team there. It was our B team we were playing.
Anyway, we'll get back to the original point, Chris. What do you think of Barkas?
Listen, the less said, the better. The only goalie I know is the fucking ball.
Right. Gary, thank you very much for coming on this week's show.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
All the best. Cheers, mate.
Much appreciated. Thank you very much, boys.
No worries, mate.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Right, let's move on to our final caller on the open line, and you'll be glad to know after that, Chris, he's a Celtic supporter.
Thank heavens for small mercies.
So it's Martin who's coming on the open line.
All right, Martin, how you doing, mate?
How you doing, lads?
That's a good Catholic man there.
Aye, how you doing? All right?
I'm happy as fuck, mate. I'm good.
Aye, you would be.
You asked the question, mate. Ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies.
Anybody needing a drink? Stephen's going to get one.
This is a can of Coke with fucking 4 shots of Jack in it, man.
Just the 4? Jesus, wept, man. Tell that.
Martin, welcome to the open line. You're a Celtic man. What would you like to say?
Right, before we get into all the bad stuff, let's just talk about McGregor's goal last night. What a strike that was.
It's funny that we've scored the goal of the season before the season fucking starts, isn't it?
I know. It's actually took away from that goal with the fact the game just ended in disappointment like that.
I know.
Such a great goal. It does. But the same with the Scotland goal as well. He scored against Croatia. Great goal, and there you go. Just a way down to shout.
Yeah,
put a wee bit of certainty. These 2 minutes to put a wee bit of certainty there, that bit of the screen. I can't see him.
No, guys, you keep going here. I'll just sit back, man. It's all right. Go.
Good to see you in the new studio, man. It's looking good.
You like it?
Thanks.
Could be a wee bit tidier. I think we've made a bit of an arse of this desk here.
It's all right, but
it's trial and error, my man. Trial and error.
Good,
That's it.
It's like the Celtic back 4.
We've done the best with what we've got.
Right, Martin, you want to moan about last night? What do you want to talk about?
And I just got to say, like, you know the way the saying goes, it's fail to prepare to fail. But the Celtic fans, we've been preparing to fail for January, and that has been happening. You're supposed to use January to get your signings in, get everybody bedded in, hopefully have a wee chance at this Champions League, because the board obviously know. It's not as if they're suffering from Alzheimer's and oh shit, feel the Champions League just rolled out again. And there's nothing there for the board. I mean, the whole Eddie Howe situation, then Ange, it was just them taking their time, and nothing's going to happen. But I was wondering, what you think now that we've been put out the Champions League, how are we going to get the players we need in the door when we've got to say, oh shit, we could be getting into Europa Conference?
Mate, the problem since Lennon got his jotters has just been these have just been reactive. There's no proactive thinking there. Nobody is taking the fucking bull with the horns, because I don't know, yous might know better than me, but for outside looking in, I go, who's in charge of what at Celtic now? Who's in charge of saying we want this player, we want that player, we've got this budget? I mean, it just seems for top to bottom, it's an absolute shambles.
I'm sick of the jobs for the boys push.
Aye.
See the jobs for the boys push of fucking Kennedy and Strachan. Somebody needs to tell me what these 2 guys do for that club.
Strachan shows cunts how to work iPads and that. You can't take that away from
Well, we should have got him to fucking show Andy Gorham before we got him on the show.
Oh man, where the fuck did you dig that one?
No, but in all seriousness, I really want to know what the definition of John Kennedy's role is at Celtic,
But he's
because
highly rated, Chris. I mean, Brendan
no.
everyone says that John Kennedy is a highly rated coach.
Do you know what he
Brendan
is?
Rodgers wanted to take him to Leicester.
do you know what I think he is? I think he's
Just in
probably
case he needs a scapegoat.
I think he probably is a good laugh. Do you know one of the ones that keeps everybody up and all that, and they go, hey, oh fuck, what about Kennedy the other day? Oh, so he's patter, man. Patter is magic.
How many months was he in charge for?
Exactly, and not
No, how many months was Kennedy?
Three
Right, so
months.
say in 3 months' time we're sitting here and he's got a better record as a manager, interim managers, what big Ange's got.
But it's I'm going to be honest with you. I think Ange is on a hiding to nothing, mate. I honestly do, because see what was happening last night in that game. Everybody's like, oh, that system's not working, that system's not working. I noticed after a wee while, the system reverted back to the system that Kennedy and Lennon and all that were playing last season.
Yeah, I seen that.
There wasn't any, like, I know you laugh when I say this, but see, like, the ethos of the team, right?
Every time he talks about Ange, he uses the word ethos.
Right, no, but his mentality, his attacking mentality and all that. The two games that I've seen it happening, the first game against the Danish team was the first half. They were amazing. They honestly were. They were fucking. It was magic watching them playing, because you know what it took me back to? It took me back to Tommy Burns, the way Tommy Burns' Celtic were playing. They were rapid on the attack, on the counter.
Confident, aggressive.
Really aggressive.
The way Rangers play, man.
And then he's been watching Gerrard, you know what I mean? But when Beaton pokes your man in the head and get the second booking and get sent off, he then takes off Abada, who was easily the best player on the park for us. So straight away we're losing two players, technically. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So
and then it's for the wee man right into the game as well. That young boy is. I mean, we shouldn't be in that sort of predicament. We've got on
definitely not.
Two central defenders at 39 age between them. That is just shocking, and they might have Starfield in the day.
Do you know what? I'm the same age as the two of the boys put together.
What? Who do you blame? But that's my point. Who's to blame?
Like he says there, preparing to fail. Failure to prepare is preparing to fail.
So he's
it's not that, Stevie. It's like Groundhog Day.
Aye. Saturday night he's need to go to Tynecastle.
Every Saturday, every season, right?
It's nearly every Saturday.
Every season, it's the same thing again and again.
What a time to be alive, man.
But listen, you keep that cheek up, you won't be fucking alive anymore.
Let's get the tables.
Get a big pop for you, Stevie.
What do we do on Saturday when we go to Hearts? Are we going to play Eddie? Is he got to away by then?
I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't play him again. If he wants to go, let him go. He's no bothering his arse. He's worse than a man down.
Right, here's my thing. Right, here's my thing. He's no bothering his arse. Right, see if I'm a player there and I'm Eddie and I've got the talent that he's got and I'm playing there.
I want to put myself in the shop one day.
Aye, but can you start fucking giving him abuse when really, for the tap, if you hire up on him, I'm the ball on their arse since January when Lennon get his sack.
That's a good point, right?
So,
Christie?
I know, mate, that's what I mean.
And he's been outstanding the last few games.
And that's my point as well, right? You've got players, but if you've got a player there who there's no denying, Eddie's probably been one of your best players since he's been there. He's class. He's a great forward, right? But he must be looking going, who the fuck's in charge here? What's going on?
If they're
Do you know what I mean? They've no bothered their arse to fucking get a manager in since January. Why should I go there and bust my arse for them?
And the other thing, what you touched on there, Christie, his fitness levels are tremendous, I noticed. Like, all the players looked as if they were blowing out their arse last night.
Yeah, he's still
except for Ryan Christie. And you know I've been a major critic of Ryan Christie, but definitely within pre-season, he's been our best player, our standout player.
Good boys, I'm happy for you, man.
I do think we need to get another person in as well. I think Sorrell he's just a red card waiting to happen. In a big game as well, I think he's very aggressive into it.
Do you not notice that he pure loses the plot when he gets blown for a foul and all, doesn't he? And it's blatant as well. He's got the cunt in a headlock and all that, know what I mean? And the referee blows the whistle and he's like, hey, where you chucking the ball and all that.
With the biggest smile in the world, doesn't he?
I know, but the thing is, see if they can tober him, he's a good player. The Chris told him I'm not really coming into play there.
Is it coming into play? Let's hear it.
I heard the other day that Atletico Madrid were looking at him, and I'm not even kidding. By the way, see Fat Move Farms, you heard it here first.
Full of the rumours today, Chris.
Oh, brilliant.
Full of the rumours.
That's as good as the Diego Costa coming to Celtic.
I heard it was a swap deal.
If you Diego Costa, man, fuck's sake, if he's got to have that day off.
Right.
Boys,
Diego
man,
Costa for Celtic, Torres for Rangers.
Aye.
You can't say fucking Diego Starbucks.
Well, Martin, thanks very much for coming on. What predictions for the season before you go? Who do you think's winning the league?
Oh, Celtic will win the league. We're going to storm it.
I love it.
We're going to win the double. And St Johnstone will retain the Scottish Cup as well.
I mean, they'll beat us in the final on penalties.
Brilliant, man.
Barkas will score every goal.
Hey, tell me this one before you go. Griffiths, Twister, stick.
Oh, get him to fuck.
There we go.
Mate, get off that fence. Come on.
Get skills in your
No
ass.
fence here. Kick that fence down and kick him at it, man. What have they done? One of the two.
Brilliant. Martin, thanks for coming on the open line.
Cheers,
we appreciate that, mate.
Cheers, lads. Take it easy, right?
See you later, mate.
Thanks,
See you later, bud.
And that is it for this week's open line. No controversy at all this week. There we go.
It was really enjoyable.
It was really enjoyable. If you want to get on the open line next week, you know what to do. Keep an eye out on Twitter.
Stephen's house has been sold.
Oh, fuck up. Aye, guys, we need to move. Come on.
Yeah. We better get on. If you want to get on the open line next week, keep an eye out on Twitter or sign up to our Patreon. That's the best way to get on. Patreon.com/Football Daft.
Made easy!
Football Daft's big question.
Right, guys, it is the start of the new season. New hope for everybody. I love it. I love that feeling, man.
Not everybody.
Right, all right, sorry, mate. Right. But who is going to win what? That is what we wanted to know this week. Who's going to win the Premiership?
Yes.
Yeah, Premiership.
Premiership.
Yes, who's going to win it?
Rangers.
What?
Rangers.
John, can you hear him? I can't hear him.
The Rangers Football Club.
Oh, there it is.
Right, so you get Premiership, Championship, League One, League Two. It's a tough one to call. What we thinking, boys? What we thinking? Will we start at the bottom first? We'll go League Two first.
Right, League Two. Yeah.
Right,
let's
who are you
start
going
League
for,
Two.
John?
Kelty Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Kelty Hearts. They've done it all. They've got a lot of good players at that club. A lot.
Bob
of good
Jonas,
players.
man, what a signing he is.
And I
by
was
the way.
speaking to someone I know whose dad is part of Kelty Hearts. Do you know they're the biggest business in Kelty now? They've got They've got such a big turnover now in terms of money.
I can't have that many businesses in Kelty.
Well, there's that. There is that.
Is that be Bakers?
Kelty Stevens Bakers. But no, I think Kelty Hearts have got a lot of money behind them, and they've got a plan to get up into the Championship over the next couple of
Very
seasons.
ambitious.
Yes, and
I
think
like this for
there's-
the teams coming up, man.
there's no way that Kevin Thomason leaves the job he had at Rangers to go to Kelty Hearts if he wasn't getting the backing that he needed there. So I'm thinking Kelty Hearts for League Two.
I had written down Edinburgh City or Kelty Hearts.
see, to be
I've
fair-
went with Kelty.
Yeah.
Kelty.
Is Kevin Thompson no used to just falling in Barry Ferguson's footsteps?
He's another guest coming on the show that
Yes,
Chris might
I
be
know.
off
You're
that
going
week for.
you're going to fucking take a big holiday, man.
I just want Barry and Bob to come back on. That's all.
What about you, Toe? Who's winning League Two?
I'll be in Robbers.
Of course, you're saying that, of course. Right, League One.
Oh, don't ask me this.
I was... Falkirk, again, see, we were talking earlier on about Sunderland. They're a sleeping giant, Falkirk, aren't they? They've got... I mean, I was talking to your man, Cracks, the other day, right?
Right.
Had breakfast with Cracks the other day, right? And he was...
Breakfast with Cracks. That's
I'm pitching that at the BBC right after
Were you
this.
up at the Cracks of Dawn? Were you for it?
No,
Can't
but
make breakfast without cracking a few eggs.
he was telling me, I mean, some stories I can't repeat on air, but
You can tell me after.
I'll tell you off air.
You tell
But
you how it was at Celtic, you tell me that story. as well.
I just think they're a sleeping giant. I'm going Falkirk. They've got to come up. Come on.
I can't believe this.
They've got to come up. What you saying?
Right, listen. I'd love
You
my
need to- you
heart.
need to be honest. You
My
need to be
heart.
honest.
My heart says Falkirk. My heart always says
Your
Falkirk.
head saying Cove Rangers.
No, my head says Queen's Park.
Oh,
My head
That's
says
so behind them as well.
my head says Queen's Park. Falkirk. You know, obviously a Falkirk supporter. We have went out in our signing policy. Now, Paul Sheeran's come in out of Aberdeen reserves, untested. Well, he's not untested because he took up Brecon up into the championship. No, it wasn't Brecon. It was Albion. Was it Arbroath?
Arbroath.
But from what I've seen of the signings, we've went out in what I would call, now that's a wrestling term, Stephen, so I don't know if you'll get jobbers.
Oh, totally, mate. Jobbers, man. Aye.
League One jobbers.
They're only going to get the pop that club deserves.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and we've got these American guys that come in.
Fucking marks for themselves, mate. Marks for themselves, man.
I know. I just
He's
don't
wrestling-
know.
He's wrestling knowledge out.
But
That's me done. That's me done.
that's you done. If you say Falkirk, it's going to look really bad if I say Queen's Park.
Yeah, I'll say Queen's Park.
Right,
Who
you
you
say
say?
Queen's. I think Queen's Park.
Right.
And my heart says Falkirk. My head, I think Queen's
They
Park.
got a good bit of money behind them. Now,
They've
Queen's
got
Park. haven't they?
your man backing them.
Sold Hamden or no?
Yeah, they've got a couple of million behind them. They've made all the right moves. Leanne Dempster's in there now. Our former commercial director Kieran's went in there and he knows how to make a bob or two. So I think Queen's Park might win
You
it.
think so?
Queen's Park for me. Definitely. Looking at them last season, the move to Lesser has worked wonders for them, man. So, and also I need to say them because my missus' family are all Queen's Park fans.
There we go. Need to keep in the good books. But we now get to a league that looks on paper very, very, very competitive this season. Kilmarnock, Partick Thistle, Accies. What are we saying here?
Carry
Championship.
Thistle.
Carry Thistle.
Confirm one.
I'm going Accies. I'm going Accies to come right back up.
This will go down to the last game. This is the most competitive
I would say it
championship
is,
I have
aye.
seen, and I you can't call it.
There's too many big names in there to be. They
think-
shouldn't have been the championship.
It's a hard.
There's a
Listen,
lot-
it's a very hard league to get out.
You're only as good as the league you're in, though. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
So
Aye. But I'm saying, I think Aki should come back up, but I'm looking at it. I mean, you're seeing Kilmarnock, Inverness, Carry, Dunfermline.
Do you know what? See if any Falkirk supporters listen to this podcast. Oh my
I think
god!
Dunfermline are coming up a
I
little, John.
think I actually think Dunfermline have a chance this year.
He
of
can't
winning
show
it.
his face in Falkirk.
I'm not. I'm going to get run out of
He's gonna
Falkirk.
get by a
I'm going to get
fucking
run out of Falkirk. But Peter Grant, I think, is a very good manager. We obviously had him on the show. You can listen to that in the archives. But I think he talks a really good game. They've made some good signings. Graham Dorrance has just went there as well. He'll do very well at that
signing.
level.
Get him on the show as well.
Aye,
Come on.
yeah, don't say anything bad about him. But
Aye, keep it pushed him.
I mean,
Graham
I would
Dorrance.
love to say. I think Kilmarnock. I think they'll struggle. I really do. I
So
think
they are.
I think they'll struggle.
I think
Hamilton,
Kilmarnock
I think, will
might struggle for the next few years.
Yeah. Dunfermline, they've been in that league for a couple of seasons
it.
now. They know it. Inverness, depends what McCann does there.
How about the Jags?
Jags, maybe a bit too early for them. I've got to say, I'm going to have to say Dunfermline. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Tough day for
This is
tough
God.
day
This
for
is
them.
bad.
I'm going to say Dunfermline as well, but I think Partick Thistle will be there or thereabouts.
I'm saying Aki's back up, man. Right back up. I'm saying it.
Right.
But we'll see. But now on to the daddy of them all. The Premiership. I'll start with you, Crystal. Who's going to win it?
Who have Hibs got the first day of the season? For me, I think Rangers will win the league, but I think it will be a lot closer if
Hibs get their act
if
together.
we can get the players in that we need to fit this system that he wants to play, because I think if it clicks, it's going to be really enjoyable to watch.
Talking of your system, I seen quite a few people on Twitter last night moaning about Turnbull, saying it does not fit into this system.
I'm going to show you this right now.
Right.
Now,
Is this another exclusive?
This was to producer Ryan,
Right.
and it was on the 24th of July.
Right.
Mate,
Right.
look at that.
Let's see. I've got a feeling Turnbull might not fit into this system. You know, well, mate, that's what everybody and their granny on Twitter last night was saying.
I was on the 24th of July. That was when we were playing. I think it was West Ham, was it?
Aye, was it West Ham?
I says to Ryan, I don't think Turnbull's going to fit into this system.
I don't think he will, you know, mate, but it sounds it. But anyway, who's going to win the league? Rangers?
I think Rangers will win the league, but like I said, I think it'll be a lot closer.
Aye, Hibs will give you a fight.
I'm going to say Rangers.
Aye.
They look too strong. I'm sorry, Chris, but I said Celtic last season and I was wrong. So yeah.
On the fucking Dunfermline.
So there we go, clean sweep for the Mighty Jers going for 56.
Hold on, if we get the cups.
No, I'm saying clean sweep at this table where the Rangers are going.
Yes.
The cups, I honestly think you could see it in Gerrard at the end of last season where it was sticking in his what's the expression? Sticking in his craw. What happened domestically in the cup competitions, and I think there's a big chance we will win the full Booner this year.
Treble.
I think there's a chance. I think the guy looks like an absolute. He looks so determined to make a mark in the competition, cup competitions.
That's a bold claim.
I fancy Aberdeen for one. Either Scottish or League Cup. I think Aberdeen. I think Stephen Glass has come in there, made some good signings. Obviously, we saw what they did
signed a few turkeys and all that.
Europa League.
5-1 in Europe. Come on,
flying a flag, Rangers and Aberdeen in Europe.
I think Aberdeen won a cup.
Aberdeen have got to be a good shout to be there or thereabouts. I think a double at the very least for Rangers this season.
I think League Cup, St Johnstone, Scottish Cup, St Johnstone. I think Hibs will win a cup, and I think Dundee United will win a cup.
Really?
There you
Dundee
go.
United?
There's a claim for you.
Because Big Chico's went there.
I don't know. I just thought.
Just like you can't bring yourself to say Rangers will win a cup.
Celtic will win the two of them.
Right, so let's get on to some of our listeners. With Tino, he says the Premiership, Rangers, Championship, Kilmarnock, League One, Falkirk, League Two, Kelty Hearts. Hearts to make a top six in their first season back in the big time.
Gavin says Premiership, Rangers, Championship, Dunfermline, League One, Queen's Park, League Two, Kelty Hearts, Scottish Cup, Hearts, League Cup, Rangers.
Ethan says Rangers, League and League Cup, Aberdeen win the Scottish.
Ethan doesn't know that there's other leagues in Scottish football. Rob says Dundee to win the treble. All right, fair enough.
Win the treble. Stuart says the Buffs are winning the new
West of Scotland.
Yes, West of Scotland, Scottish Football League, and Grado and Jerry Pellini will open the new stadium.
It's a good prediction.
Imagine there's a Football Daft day and Grado's opening the fucking new stadium with Jerry Pellini.
To the greatest day ever, wasn't it? Andy says Rangers will win everything, Celtic will win fuck all.
Alan says League and Cup double for the Billy Wee.
Clyde winning everything. Goshy, our friend Goshy.
Yes, friend of the show.
Says Celtic for the domestic treble. and the Champions League. Goshy, we've went out of that one, mate. Kelly to win the Championship, Falkirk to win League One, Kelty Hearts to win League Two.
Gosh, you will love that. Tommy says Falkirk will let the fans down again. Make numerous pointless statements and not once engage the fans. I think Tommy's got. Is that you in disguise there, John?
No, it's not me.
No.
Is your dark out, Tommy? John says League Rangers, League Cup Celtic, Scottish Cup Celtic.
Oh, interesting. Stephen says League Rangers, Cup Celtic, League Cup Hibs.
DC says, as a Rangers fan, I see us winning the league. I see Big Ange sacked by November and predict Mark Kerr to take over. Lace the boots and bring back the form of Champ Man 2000-2001. League Celtic to Cup glory and get the long-awaited move to Madrid where he takes his wee dog Alex Totten.
DC, that is the best answer to a big question we've had in this show. I think that's brilliant. Class.
It's the Player Profile Playoff with piesports.com and bringing you the taste of Scottish football to your door. And obviously, not all of us can get into the games. It's ballots in most stadiums. So if you are stuck at home and have to watch the game, why not get some pies in? Go to piesports.com. They'll sort you out. Or you can give them a call, 0141 739 9999. That is their SOS hotline. That is send our savouries.
By the way, see, even if you're going to the game, come on and have a go. Take your pies to the game, will you?
There you go.
You can you smuggle in pies to the game?
Pocket munching, why not?
Do it. Absolutely. Tell Football Daft sent you. So they'll get Chris Toll said that.
Let's just shy
away from that. I'm not going to let you in with it.
I'm searching you for pies, son.
That was sitting next to somebody at the game. He's fucking reeking of steak pies, man, honestly.
By the way, can any of you smell beans?
So they'll get pies free of charge to most postcodes across Scotland. Check out their website for details. But every week we like to give away a whole bunch of pies on the podcast. We play the Player Profile Playoff, and on to play this week, it's Mick Mitchell from Greenock.
How you doing, Mick?
Not bad, mate. What's happening, boys?
Not much,
mate. Mate, that looks like a work headset you've got on you. Your
It is, mate. No, I'm not another day. I'm half a day, so I'm enjoying it. Enjoying my day half a use.
Brilliant,
nice
brilliant.
one,
Nice one,
nice
nice one. In the studio, the first pro set playoff in the studio. Mick, what team do you support?
Celtic, mate.
His name's Mick Mitchell.
You never know. You never know. You never. My mate, one of my best mates called Brian Kelly.
What? Grado's pals wee boys called Declan.
Exactly.
He's a Rangers supporter.
Rangers fans.
There you go.
What did you drink last night, mate?
It's depressing, mate. I know. I can see that smile on your face, Stephen. It's not good.
Right, here, you know how the game works, Mick. Basically, I've got a whole bunch of players in front of me. I'm going to read out the description of the player. You've got to jump in when you know the answer with a buzzer. What's your buzzer going to be, Mick?
Quite fit, and I would say Barkas.
Oh, there we go. Right, I'm going to flip the coin. Heads, you're going to play Stephen. Tails, you're going to play Chris. And it is heads, so Stephen Purton it is.
It's an old firm derby.
It's Derby Day here in Glasgow.
Right, Stephen, what's your buzzer going to be?
Big Ange.
It's
Right.
Stephen Purden. He comes with a guarantee of goals on Derby Day.
Right, boys. So this week I thought, because it's transfer window season, there's lots of transfers going on, we'd look at some of the big transfers that have come into Scottish football,
Yes.
okay?
Okay.
So you know the rules, you buzz in. If you get the answer, you're fine. You 1 point, first to 2 wins. If you buzz in and give me an answer that's wrong, you're out the game.
Cool.
And we continue with the clue. All right, she's
okay.
ready for this.
Yes, I'm ready.
Here we go. First player out. This skillful midfielder moved to Hibs from Boa Vista on a free after being part of the team that won the Portuguese Cup. Under Alex McLeish, he won the First Division and 2 Player of the Year awards as he quickly became a fan favourite. Unfortunately, he was sacked from the club after a night out with Dwight York when he was charged for drink driving. He then signed on a free for Rangers.
Big Ange.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Gordon got in there first. Sorry, Mick.
Russell Lappy.
1-0, Stephen.
I was going to guess that.
I just realised that
Big Ange.
I was speaking under my breath there. I apologise. I was not trying to give any answers. I
I had to poke Chris there because he was shouting the answers.
I wasn't shouting. I went like a boozling. I don't know why.
I was going to guess. I was going to guess Lappy, but I thought it was wrong. So
Oh, mate.
that's it.
Right, here we go. Next player out. You need to get this one to stay in the game. This player became Aberdeen's record signing when he moved from Oldham in 1995 for $1 million. Despite the fee, he really didn't shine at Pittodrie and made only 100 appearances over 6 seasons before being released. Aberdeen's record signing. This is infamous, this one, boys. Come on.
Can I see it?
No.
Stephen, you want to come in with a guess?
Barkas, Robbie Winters, maybe.
It's not Robbie Winters.
95.
Chris is itching to give this answer.
The only other player that's signed for a team in Scotland for more than £1 million.
Oh, fuck. Nah.
Nah, done. Chris?
Paul Bernal.
It is Paul
we never
Bernal.
got
I wouldn't have got that.
When I
Wouldn't
got
have got
that.
Nah, right, okay. Next player, hopefully you should get this one, boys. To this day, this defender remains Dundee United's biggest signing after arriving from Coventry for £750,000. He helped the team to win promotion in his first season and also a third place finish in his second season. He left the club on a Bosman to sign for Hearts.
Barkas. Presley.
Yes.
Yes, it is 1-1. Oh, decider. Here we go.
Fucking
for the
hate Stephen
pies.
Presley.
I love him now.
Right, here we go.
I don't hate him because if he can only show us.
You're going to have to be. You're going to have to be quick in here. You're going to have to be quick in here. Right, ready. This tricky winger signed for Celtic from Milan.
Barkas.
Mick, you're in first.
Shit.
Have you fucked
Are you
it?
kidding me?
Aye. Oh my God, my head's all over the place.
Tricky winger signed from Milan.
Janino, no.
Oh no! I'll continue.
For Milan?
Aye.
Right, I'll continue. This tricky winger signed for Celtic from Milan after spending his career in Italy with other spells at Lazio, Juventus and Napoli. He quickly became a fan's favourite that only spent a season at Parkhead before a move down south to Sheffield Wednesday and West Ham.
Oh!
No.
How can I get this?
Can I come back in?
No.
Holy shit,
How can I
Stephen
get this?
Purton.
Oh my Jesus.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
You work on a football podcast.
Hold on.
How do you know?
I can't deal with that. People saying that.
How do you know this?
How do you not know this?
That's shocking, Stevie.
Milan?
Right, do you know what? You're back in the game. What's the
No,
answer?
no, no,
Mick?
no.
Decanio.
That's the cow.
This guy.
He's me
Big Pierre, it's Decanio.
Well done.
Well
Mick.
done, mate.
Cheers, boys.
That's probably the worst game of Pro Set playoff. It's been on this,
You,
mate.
you,
Us
get,
two.
you
Aye.
get studio fright. That's
I
what
just-
happened there.
I
You
just-
get
I just-
studio fright.
My mind went blank. Have the pies, mate.
There
Have
we
the
go.
pies.
Cheers, mate.
He said this tricky winger signed for Celtic. I was at the cameo.
There you go. Brilliant. Well done, Mike. We'll get the pies sent out to you. Remember, if you want pies, head to piesports.com.
It's now time for Grado's 3 riddles on Football Daft.
It's Grado's 3 riddles, and Grado's no here.
He isn't here. He
So
isn't
what are
here.
we calling it? We're calling it.
No, we still call it Grado. It's
Aye,
Grado's thing.
aye.
It's Grado's thing. So it's the 3 riddles, right? So we've done this feature on the show for the last couple of weeks,
So I
right?
had a couple of weeks off. I've only done this once.
Yeah. But I thought for the new season, we've got to start keeping score to who gets it, because there's no point in doing it if we're not keeping a score, is there?
Competitive edge to it.
Aye.
Competitive edge to
So,
the riddles.
right.
I think we should maybe get a punter on for these as well.
That gives me more work. No, forget that. Forget that. It's more work for me. But you can play along whenever you listen to the podcast right now. Play along and see if you can get the answer before Chris or Stephen on our 3 riddles. Okay. So 3 riddles. All are someone involved with Scottish football, right?
Okay.
It could be a player, it could be a pundit, it could be a manager, it could be an owner. Who knows where the 3 riddles will take us?
Grado's van with Brooks Milson.
I was named.
I am dead.
That was... I am dead. Mine aren't as good as Grado's. I've had to write them this week in Grado's absence. Mine aren't as good as Grado's, but we'll go for it. Okay.
Right, go.
So, Stephen, Chris, are you ready for your riddle number 1?
Yes.
Finished tin is the male child of former Celtic owner. Finished tin is the male child of former Celtic owner.
McCann. Finished him.
Finished tin is the male child of former Celtic over.
Male child, son McCann.
Son, that's good. You're getting there. That's
McCann.
Former Celtic owner.
McCann is the wrong, but you're on the right track.
Barry Ferguson.
Oh, almost. Finished tin. Finished tin.
Finished tin.
Finished tin.
Finished tin.
Something Ferguson.
Finished tin.
Is the male child of former Celtic owner.
Fucking hell.
You've got the second bit. Can you get the first bit?
Finished tin. I'm fucking. This is murder.
Stevens, this is not Stevens' game.
Ferguson.
I've got a cracked lavy pan. I've got 9 folk coming to see my house.
Tin.
And I'm thinking they finished tin. Finished tin. Retired.
What is... Think of tin. Think of tin.
Tin.
Think of another word for a tin.
Can.
Oh,
Pot.
finished tin. You go. You were the close here. Come on, boys. The podcast is only lasts a wee bit. Jesus.
Is this no fully booked today? This podcast? Guys, hold on. Finished tin, right?
Finished tin, so can.
Right, a pot. A can. A tub.
Finished tin. Finished can.
Duncan Ferguson.
Duncan Ferguson. Did you see that? Finished tin is male
Duncan.
child of former Celtic owner
That is
Fergus.
fucking good.
Right.
That is good.
Grado would be proud of you, mate.
That is
Thank
good.
you. Right, next one. That's 1-0 to Chris. Okay, so we'll keep score across the season. Right, next one. Come on, Stephen. If you know someone from Fife, and they have a penchant for a lentil Indian dish and dog leads.
Can we just say this is 3-0 to 2?
If you know someone from Fife, and they have a penchant for a lentil Indian dish and dog leads. A lentil Indian dish and dog leads.
Lentil
Someone-
Indian dishes.
How did he say no in Fife?
No.
Nay. And 5. If you know someone from Fife,
And they have a penchant for a lentil
And they
Indian
have a
dish.
what?
A penchant for a lentil Indian dish and dog leads.
I can't remember the fucking lentil thing. And I'm
Collar.
Alu, Sag. Oh, I can't remember the name of the fucking rental thing.
If you know.
I'm tapping out in this one. I don't know it.
Come on,
If you
Chris.
know
Don't
someone for
don't
Fife.
give up.
If you know someone for Fife,
If you know someone for Fife, eh?
Ken.
There's a start.
Kenny.
Kenny Miller.
And they have a ponch on for a lentil, Indian dish, and dog leads.
Kenny Dalglish.
Yeah!
For fuck's sake.
Do you see
Dow.
how it,
That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
Dog
that
lead.
was good. 2-0 to Toll.
2-0 Toll.
Be
Right.
tapped out.
This is the easiest one. I think you'll get this, Stephen. Come on, get in quickly for this one. Remember, it doesn't have to be a player or a manager. It could be someone associated with Scottish football. Ready?
Might give me any more fucking hints.
This baby chicken isn't old. This
Chick Young.
Yes! Oh, yes! So.
Come on!
Worst dressed.
Gorham.
Agree with that. Red Puma trainers, I definitely agree with that.
Best finisher.
Ali McCoy.
Worst trainer.
Maybe me.
Who do you want to back you up in a fight?
Well, Big Amo.
Best looking.
Me.
Worst you've played with.
In a bad way, myself.
Teacher's pet.
Yes. Moles.
Who never gets the round in.
Reno.
Worst taste in music.
End of a dodgy music, mate.
Ian Dugan.
Best you've played with.
Gaza.
Top shagger.
Ali.
Guys, so I've got 9 people coming to view my house in half an hour, so that was a good show today, and it was great to be back in the studio, and I really enjoyed it, man. So I hope you have a good time with other people.
Wade easy!
Right, honestly, boys, right. First show back in the studio. All right, it could have been made better if we had Mr. Stevely, but I've had a right good time.
I enjoyed myself.
Do you enjoy yourself, John?
We actually got through it a lot quicker because Grado's not here.
It's not because Grado's not here, it's because we're in a studio.
It's because Grado's
It's
not
because
here.
Grado's not here, mate. Aye. He'd been out for a piss and a vape every 2 seconds.
Exactly.
No, but it was a. Aye, I felt quite emotional seeing he's coming in. It was brilliant. I enjoyed it. It was good. But
I thought I was coming in to get whacked. When I went through it, I walk into like
Tommy and fucking John's not here. No, but Toll, before we go, right? We rumoured yesterday. Well, not rumour. You told us yesterday, but you've joined the gym.
I've joined the gym. I've joined New Age Fitness in Coatbridge.
Aye. What brought this on?
Before lockdown, I had lost 2.5 stone.
Right.
During lockdown, I think I've put on 3 stone.
Right.
I'd bought hundreds of beautiful gear and all that. It no longer fits me. So rather than buy a new wardrobe, I thought I'll spend 20 quid a month
On a new body.
on a new body. And also, when you lose a belly, your willy looks bigger.
It does. It does. It
You
does.
can actually see it.
Aye, exactly, mate. During lockdown, there's been a few times where I've nobody able to see me. You know what I mean? But I'm going to say this, man. I should maybe hang every week, man. We'll be updating your fitness now. If you get wee, like, are you going to have like wee PTs and all that, like personal sessions?
I'll just take my
What about a weigh-in? We could have a weigh-in every
Fuck
weigh-in.
off.
Right, oh, aye.
You'll put fucking Johnny Sachs misses, man. By the end of the season.
Put chocolate
Don't stay
all on my
fucking.
face.
What are you doing, Toll? What are you doing?
Get
Just like
slimming
it's
when we
on
get
us.
my wee certificate every weekend in the football daft.
Aye. And if I lose weight, I get to have a McDonald's.
I don't know if that's how it works, Chris. Listen, if you are listening, remember the podcast is now shaving in two. It's like been sawn in two now.
Yes.
So you're gonna be
Shaving
able-
in two.
Shaving in two. That's
We're shaving because we get Manscaped gear, so we're shaving the
Oh.
podcast in two.
Yes,
By the way,
yes.
I get new stuff through the post the
Aye,
other
so
day.
did that was
Oh,
fucking
Manscaped, you'll hear more details on Manscaped next week, by the way. But remember, Callum Beattie is going to be singer-songwriter, brilliant singer-songwriter. He's going to be in the second half of the podcast. You'll be able to hear that on Monday when we put it out. Rangers Daft and Celtic Daft, boys are looking excited to get back onto that, aren't you?
I fucking loving it.
I'm buzzing.
So Rangers and Celtic Daft are going to be back on, and you're going to be able to hear them as well even if you aren't still signed up to Patreon, which you can also do. You're going to hear them on a Tuesday, and you'll get the video version on Patreon, and
Yes.
you'll get lots of chance to be a pundit. You still need to be a pundit. If you want to be a pundit on Rangers and Celtic Daft, you need to sign up to Patreon
Yep,
as well.
yep.
Loads of content coming to Football Daft, and lots of new stuff happening and exciting stuff
New
for the new
season.
And if you've not had your t-shirt through the post yet, get in contact with John. That's been a year now.
G4 claims made easy.
Thank you very much for everyone for listening.
Yes.
Yes, and as always, have a nice night. Please don't have nightmares.
Time watch.